Hi everyone, I'm utilizing the video option today to post my discussion forum for Unit 5, Module 1. So, to briefly describe immigration and how it was characterized for the first part of the 20th century, what I gained from the reading was that it was mainly European dominated. Immigrants were accepted with open arms. It was kind of a time of building for America. A lot of workers were coming to build railroads, to just aid in the building up of America. And so, in a way, I feel like that was a time period where Americans were accepting of immigrants because they were able to use immigrants. But we see this shift once the Immigration Act of 1924 is passed. And those numbers, I feel, once America got what they needed from immigrants, they slowed that down, and those numbers were drastically cut from everywhere. From Asia, Mexico, numbers just kind of slowed down. Not as many immigrants were accepted into the U.S. But, sorry, I'm reading the next question. Give me a second. Currently, what the U.S. is experiencing prior to the quotas, that was okay for a lot of places. The quotas were, they were doable for a lot of places, but Mexico in particular, and this is what we're experiencing today, that quota was not realistic for Mexico. And so once that quota was set to 20,000 immigrants, we see an influx in illegal immigrants, which was kind of contradictory on the side of the U.S. They need these workers from Mexico, but they're only allowing 20,000 people in. So it just didn't work out. So that's where we see the influx of illegal immigrants. And today, I would say back when the quotas were initially passed, it wasn't that big of a deal. Border Patrol wasn't as controversial or as highly funded as it is today. So those immigrants were able to still cross the border, get to America, do what they needed to do. But today we see illegal immigration used as a very manipulative tool. We see immigrants coming, and honestly, I'm thinking the word, give me just a second. They're highly discriminated upon because they're not able to reap the full benefits of citizenship in America. They live in fear. They're not able to get high-paying jobs, apply for financial assistance or aid for colleges. Healthcare is a big issue. They can't just go to the hospital, yet they're able to get low-paying jobs. They're able to work for very low wages with no problem. And so America is really using it as a manipulative tool, I believe. Not allowing people to be full citizens, not allowing them to reap the benefits of citizenship, but people are still able to utilize them for low wages, which is just sickening when you think about it. It's really sickening. Sorry, reading the third question, how do the lives of immigrants currently differ from the lives of immigrants historically? I think there's this huge stigma of illegal immigration now. Currently, like, that's what they're cracking down on it. The government is cracking down on it, especially in a Trump administration, making sure illegal immigrants are not reaping the benefits of citizenship. And so historically, I think immigrants have been able to come over, make a name for themselves, make lives for themselves, and it's just becoming more and more difficult. The process of getting to the U.S. is becoming more and more difficult, especially for Mexican immigrants. We really don't see this problem as heavily in other places, but Mexico is really kind of getting the short end of the deal. So that's kind of how it differs historically. There's just a lot more security put down on borders. And, I mean, the process of gaining citizenship is much more difficult.